Hi, my name is Dolly. Something you may not know about me is that I actually love the Disney princess movies, especially the 2D ones. There's just something about the way they look that just speaks to me. And while I love all the princess movies for their own reason, my number one girl has always been Tiana. Wow! I know a lot of it has to do with nostalgia, but she's also just very cool. I like her character design a lot. And Disney has just given her her own ride, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, replacing the old Splash Mountain ride, which honestly is for the best because the last time I went on that ride, it was a lot of... So, in celebration for her new ride, I wanted to draw Tiana in alternate universes, and not so I could just put her in cool outfits. What? Get out of here. Cowgirls? What? Who could have ever guessed that? So, just in case someone doesn't know what Princess and the Frog is, I'll give you a brief summary. Princess and the Frog is a 2009 Disney film about Tiana, a woman in 1920s New Orleans trying to open her own restaurant. She's got a friend named Lottie who wants to marry Prince Naveen. Naveen gets turned into a frog and tries to get a princess to kiss him to undo the spell. He mistakes Tiana for a princess, and when they kiss, she also turns into a frog. They meet Louis, Ray, Mama Odie, and learn that they need Lottie to kiss Naveen since she technically counts as a princess that night. Naveen and Tiana start to fall in love. Ray dies, Lottie's kiss doesn't work because it's midnight, so they just decide to have a frog wedding. And turn back into humans because their marriage made Tiana a princess. Despite what a lot of people think, Princess and the Frog is actually Disney's second to last 2D animated film, with the last one actually being Winnie the Pooh, which makes me very sad because I love 2D animation. One thing that I always forget about Princess and the Frog is how much of the movie they are frogs, which is really too bad because she has such a pretty character design. I wish we could have seen it for longer. For the moments we do get to see her as human, she kills it in the fashion department. Every single outfit in this movie is so good. I eat it up. I had this silly idea of making Tiana's cowgirl hat a lily pad. I wanted to make sure her cowgirl outfit was tailored to her instead of just being like a generic one. And here's the cowgirls! And Louis. I think they look really cute in a Western setting. So yes, Lottie is going to be in each of these drawings because they're best friends in every universe. To the polar opposite of a Western, we've got sci-fi. I really like the look of retro futuristic sci-fi, and Disney has a whole land in the park with that look, that being Tomorrowland. You could say this is kind of a Tomorrowland-based Tiana. I mean, you could even say our previous Cowgirls were Frontierland-based. I really like that they're adding a bunch of princess-based rides into Disney recently. We've had Snow White's Mine Train and Ariel's for a while, but they've also just added a Rapunzel and Frozen ride in Tokyo Disney. And now they're adding Tiana in America. Tiana's Bayou Adventure also has some of the most advanced animatronics Disney has ever made. And they are amazing. Wow! Look at that, that's so cool! Tiana's Bayou Adventure actually takes place after the movie, which is a very interesting way to go, especially since all of the previous rides followed the base plots of the movies. Tiana has her own company now called Tiana's Foods, and you're helping her find certain ingredients throughout the ride, from what I gather. They've also got an original song in the ride. That's pretty cool. From what I've seen, they have some of the more obscure characters in the ride, like Naveen's little brother, which I guess some people thought was Tiana and Naveen's child. Oops. Would be a crazy way to reveal a princess's kid. Actually, do any of the princesses have canon kids besides Ariel? Oh, no, just Ariel. I thought it would be cute if the Evangeline and Ray stars were there, and I put the stars on Tiana and Lottie's outfits as well. I wanted to give the overall impression that this could be some poster you find in the park, like somewhere in Tomorrowland. I actually wish they'd make more posters like this for the park. I feel like that's such a fun way to promote areas and rides in the park, you know? That might just be me. But I am that person that would just look at posters in that one hallway for a good 30 minutes. And here is our Space Tiana and Lottie. I think it's my favorite one I've done this video. I don't know. I think I just really like the way the background turned out. Now we're getting serious. Now Tiana's a detective. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was definitely the most difficult drawing of the video. I could just not find a good composition for the life of me. Especially since I'm trying to find a good way to frame 3 people now. That's right, we got Naveen in this one. I had to have Naveen in at least one of these. It'd be a crime to not draw him in a Princess and the Frog video. Though he is also the thing that made this drawing 1,000 times more difficult. Why, Naveen? Why do you do this to me? I eventually ended up with the composition of Tiana investigating something on the floor while Lottie and Naveen looked out the window for any suspicious-looking people. This is probably the closest one time period-wise to the original movie, but instead of making beignets, she's solving murder. Yeah. I really like it when franchises have a moment where the main character becomes a detective to solve some case, so I really wanted to do this with Tiana. Who wants to hear about some cool Princess and the Frog merch? Some of my favorite pieces of merchandise are actually the video games? What? I especially love the DS game. It honestly used to scare me when I had it years ago. Disney DS games had a habit of making things unintentionally freaky. I never finished this game, unfortunately. There was also a Wii game, a Leapfrog game, a PC game. It was a good time to be a Princess and the Frog gamer. Tiana dolls, but as a baby. Calculator. It's really interesting that Disney doesn't really do licensed games for their movies anymore. They were doing it all the time in the 2000s. I mean, even Chicken Little got a game. That should tell you something. Kids these days aren't gonna grow up horrified by Scotland Yard and some dog beating Peter Pan within an inch of his life because he was flying. Honestly, why are they attacking me? I didn't do anything. I never finished that one either. Just like all the other drawings I've done in this video, I wanted to make sure that while all of them look like detectives, they were still able to hold on to important parts of their character and look unique from each other. Lottie still kept a lot of frills and bows with her detective outfit, though it's a little more subtle than the previous ones because I feel like a hot pink detective was a little too much. Naveen has got a bit more of a silent movie vibe going on with his trench coat and fedora. Tiana has the most detective-looking detective outfit. It's kind of an interesting way to show that she's no nonsense. She came here to solve a case, and gosh darn it, that's what she's gonna do. The dynamic here is definitely Mickey, Donald, and Goofy and Lonesome Ghost. Honestly, I'd like a show that was like that What If series, but instead of Marvel characters, it was just Disney princesses in alternate universes. Now that I'd like to see. I'd pay good money to see Cinderella living in a circus. Her stepmother forced her to be a clown. Oh my god. I think the closest thing Disney's ever gotten to doing something like that is their Lorcana trading card game, where certain cards have role-swapped characters, like Cinderella being a knight and Wendy being a captain, which is really cool, don't get me wrong. I actually really like the giant Tinkerbell. That one is pretty awesome, I really like the art. I tried to capture that feeling of an old murder mystery movie scene, making the shadows show just enough to where you can see the characters but leaving the actual crime scene a bit vague. It leaves more up to the imagination, which I personally enjoy, because it creates a unique kind of tension that you really don't get when you're able to see everything all at once. I really like looking at what old movies did to get over certain limitations. I feel like a special kind of creativity comes from finding workarounds like that. Getting into the more finalized rendering, you might notice Tiana's found something. Or someone? Ooh! Tiana's probably well known for being able to solve cases and follow a criminal, but what if someone was following her? Ooh, spooky. This one has definitely got the most story going on in it. I like the overall vibe it gives off. This was a lot of fun. I definitely had a fun time figuring out what these characters would wear in these different scenarios, and how they'd react to them. Definitely let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. And if you're excited for Tiana's Bayou adventure. Or if you're not really into theme parks, who's your favorite Disney prince? Mine is Naveen. Ooh, big shocker, I know. Thank you all so much for watching and the support you've all shown. It means so much. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling fancy. And as always, thank you and goodbye.